Hey y'all, it's Libra Finesse here. Back with another video. Today I want to talk about deal breakers. But first I want to say thank you to all my returning subscribers. Welcome. If you're new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button. And also share my videos with your family and friends. Thank you. This topic came about because I was recently asked this. What's my deal breaker? And we're talking about like in relationships. Oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this with these glasses because the glare, but okay, we'll work it out. So deal breakers in relationships, and everybody who knows me knows like I'm the freaking second chance queen, because I believe in people. I believe like, I don't believe in just throwing shit out. Like if you like that person and you know you want to be with that person, don't just throw it out. Don't just throw, oh, because they did one thing that I didn't like, oh, we're done, we're over with. Don't be like that. Like, you have to give things chances, and no one's perfect. Nobody's perfect. As much as I want to believe that I'm perfect, I'm not perfect, you know, in somebody else's eyes. Like in my eyes, okay, I can't even lie to myself and say I'm perfect, because I do things that shouldn't be done sometimes. So nobody's perfect, but I feel like we have to learn to work with people, work with what they're coming with, work with what they're bringing to the table, and build from there. You know, hell, you don't just, like they say, Rome wasn't built in a day. And when you want to build a home, the shit is not just thrown together in 13 hours. You know, it takes months to build a home, because you have to, especially if you break a new ground, you have to make sure that there's adequate plumbing. You have to make sure the foundation, the soil for the foundation is going to be correct. You have to make sure that earth for the foundation is going to be correct. You can't just slap a house on sand. You have to make sure, you have to set things in place so that the foundation is going to be strong. So, excuse me, my nose is itching. You can't just, somebody did one thing, I don't like it, or let's hurry up and rush this because I want a relationship. Like, you can't be like that. And then I feel like what your deal breaker should be a question that's asked early on in a relationship. Like, hey, what do you like? What don't you like? What are you gonna put up with? What aren't you gonna tolerate? Like, stuff like that. I actually wrote mine down because I don't want to forget anything. But the biggest thing for me is not being able to be held accountable for things. Like, if you're wrong, you're just wrong. Like me, I can admit when I'm wrong. Is it hard? Yeah, sometimes. Because I'm like, in my mind, I'm not wrong. But according to other people, I might be wrong. Like, my mom will tell me a lot, you're wrong for that. And I'm like, well, no, because this is how I feel. But the way you feel is not, you know, the way other people feel. And it is sad, but a lot of times it's based on what society feels, what society has set in place to say, okay, this is right, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is right. So nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I feel like in life, you have to be able to take accountability for your rights and your wrongs. Don't just want to take all the credit when shit's going right. Because when shit's fucked up, it can be part your fault too. I'm not saying that one person in a relationship to take the blame for everything. No. I don't care what kind of relationship it is. Work, personal, intimate, whatever you want to call it. No, not one person should take the blame for everything. But I feel like if people would learn the part that they play in things, and how a person's reaction is like cause and effect. Like, I reacted to your action type of thing. So if you would look at things like, okay, take accountability for your actions so that I can take accountability for my reaction. Because we're not just going to focus on, okay, the way I reacted. We're going to go back to A and say, hey, this is why I reacted the way I reacted, because of your action. Like, people don't take, that irritates me when people don't take accountability. And that over time is a deal breaker for me. Not like right off the bat, but if that happens right off the bat, I'm looking like, hold on, you don't, You don't take accountability for your actions, buddy. Like, that's a problem. That's something that needs to be addressed. And then like, I'm not saying if it happens one time, we're done. But if it happens over a course of time, like if it keeps happening over a period of time, then we're gonna have to call it quits, because it's like, if I can't hold you to a level of accountability, whose fault is the shit? Are you the mudslinger? Are you the fucking blame thrower? Are you that person? That's not cool. Take accountability. So that's one deal breaker I don't like. I don't like, another deal breaker for me is when people want things but they don't want to put in the work for it. Like, you want a great relationship, you want a good woman, you want a good man, you want a loyal man, you want a loyal woman, but you don't want to put in the work for it. Like, if you're a shitty person and you want a good person, you're going to have to change your ways and become a good person, because then that goodness that you desire will come to you. Just point blank, period. That's just how it works. Like attract likes. So I don't like when people say they're ready for stuff, but they're not ready to put the work in for it. You have to put the work in. Everything takes work. And I'm not saying knuckle busting, grinding your knuckles to the bone type work. Sorry about that. My battery's going low. But I feel like if you want something, put the work in. Like, I don't like when people like, oh, well, I just want this and I don't want to put the work in. Well, how the hell you think you're going to get it? Is it going to fall out the sky? No, no, it's not going to fall out the sky. You have to put the work in for it. So, like, when a woman's like, I want a husband. Okay, are you a wife material? Because a husband and a wife are, neck and neck. So what the qualities that you want in a husband, are you displaying those qualities now because you're going to be a wife? That's the work I'm talking about. You have to put in the work. You have to, if you say you're ready for something, put in the work for it. Get ready. Prepare yourself for it. I don't like people who just, oh, well, I just want it to come to me. I want a good woman and I know I'm a shitty ass man, or I'm a good man and I want a good woman. I'm a shitty ass man and I want a good woman. It don't work like that. Put in the work for that. Change your ways. That's all it boils down to, is changing your freaking ways. Point blank, period. Change your mind, change the way you think, change the way you react to certain things, change the people that you hang around. You got to make some changes for things in life, and that's just how it go. And that's part of putting in the work. To me, that's part of putting in the work. To me, that's a deal breaker. If you constantly like, oh, I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that, but I don't see you putting in the work for it, of course we're going to address it. But over time, if that's just how you are, like, oh, I want this, and then if you don't see it coming to you, I'm going to be like, well, what do you think that we can change about that? And if you say nothing, that's a deal breaker for me, because it has to be give and take, push and pull in everything. There's give and take and push and pull. Don't ever forget that. In relationships, in work, in home life, and everything, you have to put that work in. Be willing to put that work in. And people, that's like people, oh, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to go to the gym. Okay, or I want to lose weight, but I don't want to work out, and I want to continue eating cheeseburgers every day. Well, you're not going to lose weight. That's just the way it goes. That's just, you got to put the work in. You have to be willing to put the work in somewhere. Okay, so then another deal breaker for me is no patience. Like, when a person don't have patience, they just want to go head first in everything. And to me, when you don't have patience, that means you're not thinking things through. And I'm not saying take hours or days to think something through, but put thought into things. Like, you can tell when people don't put thought into shit. They just be like, okay, I'm gonna do it. You just hop into action. Like, and that's cool on some stuff, because some stuff, it requires immediate action. But have patience for things. Like, I feel like I'm super patient, a little too freaking patient on things. Like, I'll wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And that's not the best way to be all the time. It's really not, because my family will be like, well, damn, did you make up your mind? Did you figure it out? No, I'm waiting for it. No, take it how it applies to whatever situation that you're dealing with. Point blank, period. Take it how it applies to whatever situation you're dealing with. My next thing is Oh, the deal breaker for me is lying. And like I just said, people tell white lies. That's totally understandable. People do it all the time. I do it. But the big thing about that is when it's consistent, when it's ongoing, when we can't address anything, because I'm at the point where I'm like, it's probably a lie. You're probably not telling the truth. I don't like that. I can't stand that. So that's a big deal breaker for me. And everybody's different. I heard somebody talk about not being consistent with things. There's my son in the background. Most people talk about not being consistent. Like, okay, that's my deal breaker. We can't be I love you. You can't be consistent with things. That's some people's deal breaker. I like consistency because consistency tells me, okay, you're serious about this. That you're gonna put the work in. Being consistent is putting the work in on things. Being consistent means, okay, I set a goal. We can use it for goals. I set a goal, and I'm gonna be consistent because I need to be consistent to see that goal come to fruition. Consistency brings about what you desire because you're constantly putting the work into it. That's like, again, okay, if you want to lose weight, you're not just gonna go to the gym on Mondays and then eat cheeseburgers all week. That's not being consistent, and then you're not gonna see a change. So some people, I have girlfriends that are like, if he's not consistent, that's my deal breaker. I can't deal with it. I can't be. And that means like, okay, if we set date night, if we're dating and we set date night for every Wednesday, and he's not consistent, we doing it every other Wednesday, and then it becomes once a month, one Wednesday a month. Some people, that's a deal breaker. Like everybody's different. Everybody's totally different. I mean, I have mine, the no accountability, the lying, and not being able to put the work in. I don't like that because, like they say, the way you get a person, that's how you keep them. And a lot of people, they'll get you, and then it's, okay, I got you, so now what? No, now what is keep doing the things that you did to get me. Learn me. You know, everybody progresses in life. Every day there's room for learning. Every day you wake up, there's room for change. So learn me. Learn the things that I like, because, okay, we may have met, let's say 8 years ago, and I really don't care for some of the things that I liked 8 years ago. So over the course of time, learn that person. That's a deal breaker too, if you're not willing to learn. But hell, that again falls into, are you willing to put the work in? Because learning is the work. Learning is totally the work. Learning is, okay, I know she might like white flowers and she might not like red flowers. Or learning is, okay, I know my man, he likes bow ties. He don't like traditional ties. Like, learn the little things about people. Or, you know, my man may not like bell peppers when I make the rice, and I like to put bell peppers in it. Like, learn the small things about somebody, even the big things. Okay, he don't like the Dior cologne, but he likes the Tom Ford cologne. Learn those things about people, and it's a constant process in a relationship. Learning. It's like the school of love, and it's for you. It's not, even though love is universal, that area of learning is for you, because you benefit most from that. You and your partner benefit most from that. So I think that's the biggest thing. Like, when you get to know somebody, or you getting to know somebody, learn what their deal breakers are and try to steer away from that as much as you can. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, well, I remember he told me this, so I gotta go back and think about this. No, but just make a mental note of, okay, this person doesn't like when I do this. Like, some men don't like ratchet ass women, like when they're in public and loud and popping their gum and like that. A lot of men don't like that. Some men love it, but other men don't. Like, take note of stuff like that. Like, it's a, like I tell my daughter, it's an on and off switch for everything. It's a time to be loud, and it's a time to be classy. It's a time to be ratchet when you're out with your friends, but when you're in the office, you gotta shut that shit off. You know, you can't just have it on full blown. Like, you can't be at 90 with it in a workplace. You know, some people do, but some people don't. And with your partner, you can't be on 85 with the shit that they don't like, and on 10 with the shit that they do like. That's not cool. That's so not cool. So you gotta it's all about pacing, and it's all about getting to know that person and asking the important questions. And I feel like that's a good question. What are your deal breakers? Okay, we're getting to know each other. What do you like and what don't you like? And you know what? It goes, I feel like deal breakers are so far beyond what you like and what you don't like. Because what you don't like, okay, I don't eat apples. I don't like liver. I don't like to sleep with thick blankets. Like, I sweat in my sleep or whatever. Like, okay, those things. But a deal breaker, because a like and a dislike is not a deal breaker. A deal breaker is something that person is saying, I refuse to deal with on a continuous basis. And if I see it and it's not being corrected, we have a problem. So I feel like people like to mush them together, but it's totally different. Likes and dislikes are one thing. Deal breakers, I feel like, are a more serious subject, because that's telling me, okay, this is what I cannot deal with. I cannot deal with inconsistencies. I cannot deal with liars. I cannot deal with you wanting something and then not being ready to put the work in. So people learn the difference. It's Libra Finesse here. Y'all take care.